The West Indies have named their 13-man squad for the tour of South Africa. It includes 13 of the players that are currently in Zimbabwe. Those two that have been left out and have been asked to return to the Caribbean is the Jamaican batsman Nkrumah Bonner and the Barbadian slow left-arm spinner Jamel Warrican. They are replaced by, from Barbados, Akeem Jordan and the Windward Island left-handed batsman and captain Alec Athanaze. As usual, when a squad is selected in the West Indies, there's always those who are disappointed and those who are happy. Many are questioning the selection of Athanaze over Darren Bravo. They pointed to the fact that Darren Bravo in the two matches in the regional cricket competition since here is totaling 261 runs with two centuries, compared to Athanaze, who have scored 244 runs with only one century. Once again, it has caused controversy. As far as Jordan is concerned, being the leading wicket taker in the competition and bowling at good pace and swinging the ball, it is accepted that Jordan was the right choice. If you are playing your domestic competition, you must select the leading players. What is causing the stir is that people are saying it appears that at this time, Cricket West Indies have moved on from Darren Bravo. If they have done so, they should communicate it to the gentleman. I am not here to say that Bravo should have been selected ahead of Athanaze. And I'm not saying that Athanaze should have been selected ahead of Bravo. I'm just asking the question, what this decision mean? As I said earlier, does it mean the end of Bravo? Is Cricket West Indies saying that we have moved on? And what implication does it have for the West Indies presidential election coming up in March? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cricket Forum. Thank you for tuning in. Please, I'm asking to click on that thumbs up sign in the video description and click on the subscription button in the bottom right-hand corner. It's free. Welcome to the show. Please click the links in the video description and support Best Buy USA and Soulmate Cricket Shoes, which are back with us. Now, after 2 rounds of the regional 4-day cricket competition, the West Indies would have compelled to pick some players from this competition for the squad to go to South Africa. They have made 2 changes to the squad in Zimbabwe. As I said, Bonner and Warrican is out, and they have included Akeem Jordan and Alec Athanaze. Athanaze, whose regional 4-day record last year was 5 matches, 222 runs, and an average of 24.66. He made 2 half centuries last year and did not make a century. His overall record now stands at 31.18, 1 century and 7 half centuries. One of those, the 1 century is coming this year, and one of the half centuries also came this year. His 244 runs is the second highest number of runs in the 2 rounds of the competition so far. Before the CPL, Athanaze was averaging 27.87 in regional cricket. It appears that Athanaze, being in the CPL and rapping with senior players and highly professional cricketers, it has improved his game. And it could be as a result of Athanaze being in the CPL and around world-class players, he had drawn something from them and have become a better player. Because we have seen in the regional Super 50 that immediately followed the CPL that Athanaze scored 2 centuries in scoring 292 runs in the 6 matches at the Super 50 after the CPL. So in last year's Super 50, played after the CPL in November, he averages 48.66 in the 6 matches that he played, scoring 2 centuries, as I said. This year so far, in the 2 rounds of the regional 4-day cricket competition, he has scores of 41, 51, 141, and 11. making it a total of 244 runs at an average of 61. The West Indies selectors have decided that it is time to include Atanase in the squad. They have included Barbados fast bowler Akeem Jordan, who against the Guyana Harpy Eagles earlier this year took 2 for 54 and 3 for 32 in the first match. In the second match against the Jamaican Scorpion, he took 3 for 48 and 4 for 65, to make him the leading wicket taker in the competition with 12 wickets. Rakeem Cornwall, who got 10 wickets in the first match against Jamaica, did not get a wicket in the match against the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. So West Indies have called up these two players. And this is the situation with the players. Now, there's a lot of controversy, a lot of argument. But then, as I've always said, those players who the West Indies have selected, whether they are our favorite players or not our favorite players, we should support those who are wearing the maroon colors. I know that this selection is going to cause a lot of controversy, especially the selection of Atanase ahead of Bravo. I know knife have been drawn, not literally, but understandable what I'm saying. And so, please, I'm asking, support those who the West Indies Cricket Board have selected. It may not be our favorite players. It may not be the one that we want to play, but they are representing us, and it doesn't fit in that we support those players. Hello, everyone. Mr. Casanova, Bravo get left behind. And that's the question that I'm here being asked. Is it that Cricket West Indies have saying that it is time now for Bravo, that they have parted way, they have looked past Bravo, and Bravo is now out of the picture? Is that what they are saying? I would have picked Atanase over Bravo, but I'm hoping he will be in the playing 11. Alec over Bravo for me. I'm happy for both of them. Me too. I'm happy for both of them. I am not here to criticize any of the players. And I'm not here to say Atanase ahead of Bravo. And I'm not going to say Bravo ahead of Atanase. I am going with who West Indies have selected. And that's why the question I'm asking, Bravo being made 261 runs compared to Atanase 244. Is it that Cricket West Indies is saying that we have moved on? We have moved on from the Bravos. Johnny Rose, real mess is West Indies selectors. Bravo showed leadership and patience for a senior player. LeBlanc or LeBlanc? How are you doing? Greetings. I'm following from Guadeloupe. Good to see my nearby island boy Atanase in the squad. And so Atanase is going to have a lot of supporters. They have been called for Atanase to be included in the side. They have also been called for Bravo to be included in the side. No problem with Bravo staying home. Let him bring quality to the 4-day in the meantime. Very humble of you, Sheldon Smith. That's very humble and noble and mature of you to make those comments. Now, in the second test match that is being played in Zimbabwe, the rain have halted the progress of the West Indies team. Having bowled out Zimbabwe for 115 yesterday, with Gudakesh Moti took in career best figures of 7 for 37. It's 7 for 37, not what you see on the screen there saying 73 for 7. Moti took 7 for 37. West Indies in reply reached 290 for 8, with ROSTON Chase making 70 from 132 deliveries, hitting 4 fours in the process and 1 6. Reefer, who ran out yesterday for 53 from 86 deliveries, also hit 4 and 1 6. The West Indies is in a dominant position. And despite the weather, I think that West Indies is still going to cruise home for victory. At present, we are over 175 runs in the lead. 175 runs in the lead. I look at it this way. If this was a 4th day of the match, if tomorrow was a 4th day of the match, and West Indies was going into the 4th day of the match with a 175 runs lead, we would be very happy and will still think that there's a result. So even if rain washed out the entire day's play tomorrow, West Indies will still be in a strong position to force a result. I hope rain doesn't wash out the day's play. I'm just making the point that at 175 ahead, we are in really no hurry because we're already leading the match by a far. The match has progressed a long way. So we can take our time and hopefully the two remaining wickets give us another 50, 60 runs and we will only have to bat one in this match. I do not see Zimbabwe making over 200 runs in their second innings, as I have said yesterday. So I'm very comfortable with the position that we are in. As was predicted, it was predicted that on Sunday, the first day, although it will be overcast, we will have a full day's play. It was predicted that today there will be thunder shower. There weren't thunder shower today, but there was continuous rain, just above a light drizzle, that which keep the players off the field. We hope that the prediction for tomorrow is more of the same. But this is the weather, so we hope we have sunshine tomorrow. If we do not have any play tomorrow, though, remember that we are 175 runs ahead and there's still 2 days to go after tomorrow. So I think the West Indies is in a wonderful position. Thanks to Gudakesh Moti, brilliant performance in the first innings where he took 7 for 37. Reefer cemented his place for South Africa with a good 53 before his run out. It was a mix-up between E and Blackwood. At the time, I did not see it. As you know, yesterday the cricket was not being showed on television. Thankfully, this morning it was being shown. But we had a good show yesterday, and when we leave the show, when we finish the show, you will remember that the West Indies was 82 for 1. But in half an hour after we finished the show, they were 4 wickets down before Chase and Mayers rescued things in the evening, and we went to close of play at 133 for 5. So the West Indies is in a very, very strong position, and we should be able to win this match comfortable into somewhere between the 3rd and 4th days. Righteous boss. They have given Bravo chances and favoritism in the past. It's time to try something new and promising. A number of persons are saying that righteous bosses. A number of persons are saying that try someone new. You recall that I did a video some time ago. I do not know how many of you recall when I said it's time for some players to be cut off. It's time for Cricket West Indies to cut off some players. I did not include Bravo in that. When I was giving that opinion, Bravo was not included. I think Bravo is still 31. Sheldon Smith may correct me. I think he's still 31. I think he's still young enough to represent the West Indies. But it appears that West Indies have said, no, Bravo is now behind us. Because there'll be no justification to then go ahead and select Bravo after this and did not select him in the first place. So I really think that Cricket West Indies have put Bravo behind them. Why keep Thomas and send on Bonham? I am baffled. Now, John P. Nicol, I'm struggling there too. What I'm struggling with is that I do not understand why Bonner was sent home. Practically, I understand Warwickon. Desmond Haynes, before the tour, had said that Warwickon was included because the Zimbabwe pitch is going to take left-arm spin. And so he's including in 2 left-arm spinner. That was understandable. And now that they are moving on to South Africa where the pitches are faster, you have decided to cut the left-arm spinner and play Hakeem Jordan and bring Hakeem Jordan. Now, my position is that if Bonner was good to go to Zimbabwe, he's also good to go to South Africa. I do not understand. Bonner was in Zimbabwe. He played no test matches. He played no test match. And yet still, you cut him from the team to go to South Africa. My point is that whether you agree that Bonner should be in Zimbabwe or not, I am not saying that he should have been there or not. I'm just saying that why you pick him for Zimbabwe, but yet still he did nothing and you drop him from South Africa? What's the rationale? Was it a mistake that you made to pick Bonner to go to Zimbabwe. I do not understand it, John P. Nicol. It buffers me, as you said, it buffers me why Bonner was sent home without being given an opportunity. It buffers me. Sheldon, Bravo needs to score at least 2 more hundreds to be ready for when India gets here, at which time he will make his return. Okay, Sheldon, good. Bonner didn't play and he probably still has short ball weakness. But why came to South Africa, righteous boss? That's a question. That's a question I ask. That is what is going through my mind. I don't have a problem if you did not come to South Africa, but why came to Zimbabwe in the first place? Why didn't let he stay home and play regional cricket? That's the question. You should have allowed him to play regional cricket if you did not decide to carry him to South Africa. If he had played in the test matches in Zimbabwe and failed, it would be justified to send him home. But he did not play, and you took him to Zimbabwe. He never played, so I don't understand. I certainly would not like to be treated that way. I hope that you would not like to be treated that way either. He did not get a chance and he was cut from the squad. I'm wondering if Bonner has an injury. Could be. He could have picked up an injury while he was down here. And this is why Cricket West Indies need to communicate. If he has an injury and they're sending him home, they should communicate and we will not be here speculating. Go for the younger guys who can give you 5+ years and improve. That's another opinion there coming in, and we appreciate all the opinions. I'm glad when persons see the thing differently, and we accept all opinions in this forum. So thank you for your opinion, 7999. Thank you very much. Oh, Bravo is 34. Well, if he's 34, maybe it's time that West Indies is cutting him. Maybe, just maybe. Bravo will dominate that format. The problem with the young players, they do good at certain level and fail at the test level. Yes, Jaron Rose, we have seen it in the past where players dominate the regional 4-day cricket competition. And to be honest, it's only one young player have dominated regional cricket competition in the past 5 years. And that was Tej Narayan Chanderpaul last year. We have not seen a young player consistently dominating regional 4-day cricket. It's always the same names. It's always the Brathwaite, the Bonner, the Blackwood. It's always those same names that are dominating regional 4-day cricket competition, the Bravos. So we have not seen a young player who consistently dominates regional cricket for the past 5 years, except for Tej Narayan Chanderpaul. So we hope and we wish Athanaze all the best of luck. And we wish Akeem Jordan all the best of luck. I heard Courtney Walsh and Ambrose recommending Akeem Jordan highly. And so we hope that he will really be successful for the West Indies. How fast is Akeem Jordan? He's just about, I think he maxed out at somewhere about 140. Most of his deliveries are in the high 130s, but he maxed out at just about 140. The attribute that Akeem Jordan has, though, that he swings the ball a lot. He gets the ball to swing in the air, and he bowls a very good Yorker. He's a very good bowler, and he hit the pitch fairly hard. Not as hard as his bowling partner, J. McAllister, or not as hard as someone like Niall Smith from Guyana. But he hit the pitch fairly hard, and he gets the ball to swing. So I hope that he will be successful. He's a very good swinger of the ball. Still young. Okay, so Lara Bravo 34 is still young. Could I have the team, please? If it was announced, I was late. Well, the team is just minus Bonner, and Bonner and Warrican have been dropped from the 15 that is in Zimbabwe, and it includes Athanaze and Akeem Jordan. Only 2 changes. So the other 13 players that are in Zimbabwe will be going to South Africa. Only 2 changes. Alec Athanaze and Akeem Jordan is in to replace Jamel Warrican and Nkrumah Bonner. I think Bravo is 34-year-old. However, it's a good young guys are being brought into the team. maybe Bonner did not look good in the nets. We don't, yes, Dane, we don't know, but Atanase is a good looking player. I've said it and someone have challenged me that he's a good player, but I want him to work on the short ball into his body. World-class bowlers are going to pick up that quickly, so he needs to work on it. If I can be watching him on YouTube and seeing that he needs to work on the short ball in his body, world-class bowlers will pick it up quickly. So he needs to work on it. I'm not taking away from the fact that he's a good player. Show me one batsman that is flawless. They all have their little faults, and it's how you overcome it that makes you a great batsman. So I'm not saying anything bad about Atanase. I'm just saying that he needs to work on that issues to become a bigger. Lord, good point. Thank you, boss. CWI saw the talent in Atanase, but was just waiting for him to score a century. I have said it, Kenroy, one of the things that I've said when they were calling for Atanase in the team. Because a large number of persons have always been calling for Atanase in the team. And you would agree that I've said it on a number of times, that I cannot pick a young man in the team who have not yet scored a regional century. So he's scoring that magnificent 141 in the second round of the competition, did a lot in his favor. He has moved the needle in his favor. It would be unjust to pick a young man who have not scored a regional century and expect him to do well in Test cricket. He has shown that he can score a century at the regional level. He scored 2 last year in the regional Super 50. And that is why I believe that he being in the CPL, among some of the world's top players and some of the professional cricketers in the world, it has improved his game and he understands what it takes to make more runs. I said earlier in the video, immediately after the CPL, he starts scoring centuries. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Any bowler faster than Oval, older the better. Don't understand why older don't want to bowl faster. Maybe he cannot bowl any faster, 7,999. I think older have maxed out and he's not the same person that we know 2-3 years ago. He's not getting that steep bounce same way. No one is criticizing older. We are speaking the truth here. He's not getting the steep bounce. Older fans will come at you and say that you are onto older. But we are not onto older. What we are saying that he's not getting the steep bounce at the pace that he was getting it in the past. And that is true. Watch the cricket. There are so many persons who do not watch the cricket. And yet still, they come and they attack us who watch the cricket. Please watch the cricket. Please watch the cricket. Lovely. Sure, finally catch the show from Verda. Thank you, Verdi Fiver. I'm getting that right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that you catch the show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support. I thought Carter was ahead of Atanase in the line for selection. Carter may have been ahead of Atanase, but Atanase has scored over 244 runs since the start of the season. Before Carter made the 95 in the last match, I think he had 3 scores in the 20s. And I really expect that for someone who wants to represent the West Indies, someone who won the Under-19 World Cup for the West Indies, we cannot take that away from Casey Carty. For Casey Carty was very influential. I think he made 60-odd runs in that finals when we won the Under-20 ODI World Cup in Bangladesh. So Casey Carty have won a World Cup for the West Indies, but he needs to contribute more if he wants to be in the West Indies senior team. Yes, Roaches, I don't know. Claude Murphy, you don't easy, you know. You don't easy. Ainsworth, yeah, Ainsworth Irish, yeah, you and Claude Murphy don't easy at all. All the bunks was going against him in T20. Okay, Yeah, well, I did not pick up that, but good point, Sheldon Smith, and that is why I'm always saying that this community is so full of knowledge and so knowledgeable, and they can always communicate the information. Triple seven nine 7 9 saw when the older was bowling in the second test. He was so slow, the batsmen were actually just waiting for the ball to come. He has been bowling very, very, very slow. Older has looked ordinary. Before these two last matches, Older got 2 wickets in the second innings of the first test against Zimbabwe. And he got 2 wickets in this first innings of this test against Zimbabwe. That making 5 wickets in his last 8 test matches. Older has not been bowling very well. There have been a number of test matches over the past 5, past 8, past 10 test matches that Older played that he either got no wicket or only 1 wicket. Older bowling has fallen off a lot. In all the last 10 test matches, he has not scored an half century in any innings. So and that is what I heard a Jamaican commentator saying on radio today, that Bonner made 133 against England last year. That was 5 test matches ago, and Bonner has been dropped. And they're saying that Older have gone 10 test matches without performing. So why is it that Bonner has been dropped and Older is not dropped? I heard that on Jamaican radio today. That's something that we need to look into. One of the things that I try to do here is to be as consistent as possible. I pray and hope that Cricket West Indies will be consistent. Now, after 5 test match failing, Bonner has been dropped. So that is the standard. We are going to mark that down as a standard. Bonner scored a century against England last year. He failed in the next 5 test matches. I think his highest score after that was 38 or 33, something thereabout. And now Cricket West Indies have dropped him. Let's see if the next time a batsman fails in 5 test matches, if he will be dropped. That is the standard. Let's draw a line under that and see that as the standard. I saw some comments there, but just before I go back to your comment, the Women Premier League draw was today. Only 2 West Indian women were selected, were bought or sold, however you place it, in the draft. Deandra Dottin went for $72,000, and as Sheldon Smith pointed out, Deandra Dottin is more expensive than Romaria Shepherd and Odin Smith. So Deandra Dottin went for $72,000, and Ailey Matthews, the West Indies captain, she went for $48,000. So in the Women Premier League, that is the Indian version of the IPL, only 2 West Indian women will be taking part in the WPL. Those 2 women, Ailey Matthews, our current captain, and the 31-year-old Deandra Dottin, who I think Cricket West Indies, in my opinion, should reach out to and try to get her back into the team. So those are 2. Interestingly though, Tara Norris, the USA cricketer, she was drafted by, I think, the Delhi Capitals. Tara Norris from USA was drafted. So while 2 players from the West Indies was drafted, 1 from the USA was drafted. Was this a financial consideration? USA, a number of persons do not realize this, but USA is the 3rd largest market for cricket in the world. Apart from India and England, the ICC and the IPL makes more money from the USA than anywhere else in the world. So it's India, England, and the USA. Those are the 3 largest contributors to the ICC and the IPL coffers. So it's not surprising that a US girl was drafted at the WPL. Just like how in the IPL, they will pick Ali Khan, although sometimes he doesn't play a match. But there's always a team picking Ali Khan. That's the USA fast bowler. So 2 West Indian was drafted and 1 US girl was drafted. It was a very disappointed action because over 20 West Indian females were in the action, and of the 20, only 2 were drafted. We wish them luck, and we hope that these girls will improve and will do better in the future. Hopefully, Brian Lara can teach Athanaze a great deal, since they are both left and stylish batsmen. Hopefully, we are wishing a lot for Brian Lara. Drop Older is out of touch. Johnny Rose, I have said many times that if I was selecting the West Indies team, Older would not have been in Zimbabwe. But he's there, so I have to support him. Am I in favor of his selection being there? No, I am not in favor of Older being there. But he's batting now. Ian Murty is batting. Do I want him to score 100? Of course I want him to score 100. I want West Indies to win the match. So I want him to do good because he's in the squad. He's in the team. He's playing in the 11. But if I was selecting him in the original place, he would not have been in it. So I wish him luck. Older has always been given favoritism. He always gets a rest from the cricket board. The other players never get a rest period. 7999. Mr. Casanova. Mr. Casanova, it's called beige and bias. They will drop everyone before they drop Older. They will play Older over Warrican, even though Older hasn't done anything in 2 years. Well, the stats back you up. The statistics back you up, Mr. Casanova. They might think you ate Older, but the statistics back you up. There was a player named Gridron Pope. Robert Mullins, tell us more about that player. If America take cricket seriously, they will do a pretty good job. They're taking it seriously, righteous boss. Because coming up this year, from July 13th to 30th, they will be staging the franchise cricket competition, Major League Cricket. It is said that the money that will be on offer in Major League Cricket will be second only to what is on offer in the IPL. And they have gotten a clear window to stage Major League Cricket, and we expect some of the best players in the world to be there. Apart from the Major League Cricket franchise cricket competition that will be starting this year in the USA, they are building a number of cricket stadiums and are upgrading a number of cricket fields across the United States. The Los Angeles Olympics that will be held in 2028 in the USA, the Olympic Committee, the Los Angeles Olympic Committee, are pushing the IOC, that's the International Olympic Committee, very hard for cricket to be included at the 2028 Olympic Games. So I think that the USA is taking cricket very seriously. Robert Mullins, I've never heard of him, but I will do some research. I'm going to write down his name here. I'm writing down his name. I'm going to do some research. I've never heard of him. I remember him from Youth World Cup. He was in the Youth World Cup side. I will do some research. What happened to Gridron Pope? I will do some research. I will do some research on him, Robert Mullins. Thank you all for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to do some exercise now. It was a wonderful day in Senton yesterday. There's a video up where I was at a Curry Gold cricket match yesterday. I was on the team, but I decided not to bat. But you can watch that video on the home page. You can probably scroll to about the 38 minutes where I interviewed 2 members of parliament and Darren Powell. So at about the 38 minutes on that video, if you don't really want to watch the cricket and so on, because it was bush cricket, Curry Gold cricket, there was an interview by 2 members of the Jamaican government plus former West Indies cricketer Darren Powell. So look at that video. I am not overly impressed by West Indies batting in the current test. We should have scored more runs with at least 5 wickets intact. True Franklin Boston, I was very disappointed. In yesterday's show, I was talking that we should make somewhere about 500 runs, 520, and give ourselves batting practice. We may still do so, but it will depend on Older and Murty to probably score centuries. And we want our top batsmen to be making to be making the runs, not our lower order batsmen. But I too am very disappointed with the batting. If you look at it, there are only 3 specialist batsmen in this team. I've said it on many occasions. Desmond Haynes played in a team where there were 6 specialist batsmen. Why is he selecting a team with only 3 specialist batsmen? It beats me. 799 at the Olympics, do they play as West Indies or individual countries? I need to check out that. I need to check out that. It will be the 6 top ranked countries in the world, I think. It will be the 6 top ranked countries in the world. The West Indies is not in the 6 top rank. I will double check though if they will play as individual countries or they will play as the West Indies. But as things stands, the recommendation from the ICC to the IOC is that it's a 6-team tournament, 6 female teams and 6 male teams. That's the recommendation right now. Will they go as the West Indies or will it be individual countries? I will check it and get back to you, 9997. All I can say, he needs a break from cricket and right after is drafted back in the team. But if another player does it, the same thing would have to go back 4-day cricket to make the team. Mr. Casanova, you're beating hard. I was in your country yesterday. Thank you for joining me then on the live feed, Mr. Casanova. He was in the 216 under-19 World Cup. Abdullah, thank you for that, Fitzpatrick Abdullah. I will check him. Gridwan Pope. I will check where he is. Anisa Patel, welcome to the show. Thanks. Nice to hear from a female. I probably would have heard from other females, but doesn't recognize the name as a female. If I did, I apologize. Are you going to watch tomorrow match in the morning, West Indies versus Zimbabwe? Okay, no problem. I could do that. I do not have a problem doing that. I will. I will do a watch along tomorrow morning. I will probably start just after, lunch finish at 5:40. So let's say we start 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So 7 o'clock Jamaica time tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in the Eastern Caribbean, we'll do a watch along. Thank you, Anissa. I will do. I love to please the members of the community. So I will do. So 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in the Eastern Caribbean, I will do a watch along. Thank you. I appreciate the recommendation. 7999, great show and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Please slash a like on the video and click on that button in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe. It's free and you click only once. Have a great evening. May you take care of yourself, take care of your loved one, and see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Jamaica time. God bless.